Well, my name is Yvonne Quinn. I'm an owner-manager of a small business based in Leicester, which operates nationally. Before I came to Barnet, I was with one of the major accountancy firms. I was dealt with a partner who looked after private tax affairs. The idea was that they would give us access to independent financial advice, pension support, tax wrappers, etc., as well as looking after our corporate affairs. It didn't really quite work out like that. I always felt that I was parcelled out to somebody who did pensions and somebody who did tax wrappers, and nobody ever really looked at the big picture. So I was, very much in the market for a different kind of service. Barnet Ravenscroft started with taking stock, which was very useful, basically, to say, what do you have? Because whilst everyone sort of knows what assets they have, it's not often you really put them down on a list and actually get an up-to-date valuation of them and say, that is what it is, really. Richard, it was very nice. We talked about the business. He then asked some hard and quite challenging questions about how long myself and my husband wanted to carry on working, because I suppose you tend to just do what you've always done, and we've done it for years. So that was good, because that made us think about it. And I suppose because we were thinking like that, it sort of encouraged us to say, okay, what do we want to do with our time as well? What other areas, if you've been very busy running a business and suddenly you get to a point where you're probably not having to run it, what are you going to do? And so that was a really useful exercise to say, I suppose, develop a vision for the rest of your life, really, when your children are gone and then maybe your business is finished. What would you like to do with the time you have, really? One of the most surprising things about Barnet Ravenscroft, actually, that they tell you to spend your money, because people don't normally do that, particularly in those. My accountant certainly never said that to me. I was very pleased that Barnet Ravenscroft took that view. So I have sort of thought, well, what would I like to do? Maybe in terms of holidays and, in terms of setting up my children. My oldest son wants to go into business himself, so one of the things I wanted to do was to be able to provide him with some finance to start off, because that's always hard, as well as advice. I'd also like to be able to buy some property for them. I really feel I've set them up pretty much the way I would like to. I've been very impressed with Barnet Ravenscroft. There is a kind of liberation in feeling that things are in order as far as they can be. They're head and shoulders above any other wealth manager or independent financial advisor I've been involved with. I really like their whole life approach, and I like the fact that they look at the big picture, and they look at, particularly as someone who owns a small business, they take into account your business assets, your personal assets, your pension assets. I really like the fact that they encourage you to actually set your own goals and your own vision for the future, and that they see themselves, I think, as a facilitator to help you achieve that. I actually totally buy into their philosophy, which is passive investment and low management charges. I mean, everything I've read substantiates that, and I feel it's in good hands, and I do have complete faith in them, really.